Hello world! My name is Heshmat and I'm a product manager focusing on developer experiences in the InterSystems interoperability layer. So what's new in our modernizing the interoperability user experience for our 2026.1 release? Let's start with the already available modernized applications. We've made significant enhancements to both the performance and navigation, as well as added new functionality requested by you. For the production configuration navigation, we've enhanced the action toolbar above to have two states. One with standard production configuration settings and features, and the other with actions that will surface upon a selected host. For example, changing your host class is now made available in your host actions of the toolbar. You'll notice the Show Connected Hosts Only toggle has been upgraded, allowing you the option to set your desired connection line paths. You have the options to show a process host full path, primary connections only, or don't show any connection lines when a host is selected. Note, if you're used to the legacy connection lines, the primary connection setting will resemble that configuration. The Show All Connection Lines will show you downstream targets considering a full message's potential path. A newly added workflow is the ability to show and configure hosts with the same naming conventions from a host indicated with two or more of that same host name. Selecting that host gives you a drop-down option to configure any of the duplicative hosts. You'll also see next to the host name the ability to copy the string text of that host name for any direct use, such as in your IDE for customizations as needed. The Collections panel on the left-hand side now includes individually collapsible sections while also giving you the global search found at the top. Lastly, in this release, we've improved front-end performance of large productions greater than 2,000 hosts. Localization is also available in this UI release for any available languages. The modernized DTL Editor also includes enhancements this release, including segment tooltips when hovering over a segment showing property information of that segment. A legend is also now accessible explaining the segment visuals for required, optional, and deprecated segments in your schema. A brand new feature is introduced in the DTL Editor to leverage an LLM to help you generate a description of what your data transformation class accomplishes. There will be additional content available overviewing this new exciting feature. Lastly, one enhancement requested by users for the rule editor is an increased activity timeout now extended to 30 minutes. I will now move on to net new modernized workflows in this release. Our first newly modernized application we'll cover is the BPL Editor, or the Business Process Language Editor. Net new features of this new BPL Editor include an embedded navigation from directly within the production configuration. This includes the ability to view BPLs in the process hosts in a split panel and access to available BPLs in your production in the left side collections panel. The new BPL Editor experience is also available as an embedded GUI in VS Code, just like the DTL Editor. Next, you may have already noticed the messages access points in the production configuration, which has now been updated with a modernized experience in this release. Note that the message viewer and visual trace have been added to the new interoperability experience and will continue to be iterated on in the coming releases. The message viewer and message searching is accessible both as a general panel at the top navigation bar, as well as directly from a host action in the host action toolbar, which will directly open the message viewer split screen, showing you the table of recent messages across the production. In future releases, this message action button will filter on the host in the message search. In this modernized message viewer application, you will have all the same features as the legacy version, but now includes an accessible list of recent message search queries here. For easier viewing and searching, pagination is also available to give you the visibility and the quantity of your message query result. Directly from the message viewer, on a single message session, you also have the same accessibility of the visual trace of that session from any of the messages listed in the message viewer table. Selecting that visual trace session from a message in the modernized message viewer will surface the modernized visual trace interface, where we've added multiple new enhancements compared to the legacy experience. The first is the ability to filter hosts in view by collapsing columns out of view to simplify your view. You can do this by filtering for the hosts in this view. The next is a requested feature to jump to all errors found in your trace to easily debug your message interface and identify the steps in question that require your attention. You'll also notice a new error icon on the host header in the column that will indicate whether there was an error in that host during the message session. Thank you for listening in, reviewing all the great enhancements and new functionalities with the ongoing work to modernize our interoperability user experience. If you have any specific questions or want to participate in providing feedback, please send your questions and comments to our interopuxfeedback@intersystems.com email. Please also make sure to read the release notes to learn even more and ask your InterSystems representative how you can collaborate with us and get your hands on these experiences.